Hi everyone, I'm Sheila and we're married to travel. So we are here at the TRX entrance.
We just finished brunch.
We went to Grumpy Bagels, which is actually maybe less than 5 minutes away. Yeah.
We were gonna get a Grab to come over here, and it was literally like 200 meters away.
Yeah. Good thing you checked the map. And it's, oh, we could walk there. It's only gonna take us like less than 8 minutes. And then we did walk, and it didn't even take us 5 minutes to get here. So close. I would have been so embarrassed. But look, let's show you the view. That's how it looks.
We are at the TRX Mall. It's like one of our favorite malls here in KL. It's right behind us.
Yes, right here. See the entrance? And we're still early enough that there's nobody around. So today we are going to answer
Why we moved to Malaysia.
I'm going to say that, long story short, Mark's job, they actually opened an office here in Malaysia, and Mark decided to apply and he was able to transfer.
Yes.
But it's actually a longer story than that.
And I think it goes back to what, 6 years, 7 years?
Maybe we started becoming more serious about moving to Asia about 6 years ago. I know 2018, we knew that we didn't want to live in New York anymore. So we were making plans. And initially we were thinking of moving to Philippines, but it keeps changing. We fell in love with Malaysia 2012. We came here June, fell in love with it, and we actually stayed for about 7 weeks.
Because we did like a 1-year Asian travel, right?
Yeah.
So when we were here 2012, we were just here we wanted to just stay here for a visa run, but we stayed longer because we like the food, we like the people, and the cost of living also was definitely like a major part.
Remember that time we were able to get like a 3-bedroom apartment for like $700. People were so nice. Like our Airbnb host would come over and visit us and take us around and to different places.
She took us on like a durian tour.
Yeah, durian tour and food like around Penang also. She would bring us food.
And everywhere we went, we just felt very welcome.
Yeah.
We love the people here. It just like more recently when I found out, when was it? Maybe a year or 2 years ago?
I would say last year in August.
We had like a company update from work that we opened an office, and that planted a seed in my mind. It's like, maybe I'll transfer to the KL office.
This idea made it easier for us to do that because we've been preparing actually since 2018 to leave New York. How did we end up in Malaysia? And this story goes back to 2018 actually. We have been preparing to leave New York since 2018. And which made it easier for us when Mark thought of moving to KL for his job around September last year, September 2023. We were able to just do it almost without any problem. For me personally, I was becoming increasingly unhappy with living in New York. I just did not feel safe. The job was too stressful for me. And we actually have been visiting Philippines and Asia almost yearly since 2012, that we love the life there. We like the simpler living. We thought initially of getting like a house near the beach. So we started making preparations in 2018. Since we have a 3-family house, we decided to convert one of the unit into an Airbnb, and that actually paid for our mortgage, and we were able to save from there.
Yeah, so we lived on the first floor, and we had the upstairs unit as an Airbnb, and we would manage it, manage the bookings, manage the guests. And we did it for how many years?
Until actually 2022, before we sold the house.
Yeah. Pretty much helped us pay the mortgage and even sometimes make some profit.
Yeah, and even like paid our like utilities, and because New York is really expensive.
Yeah.
So that really helped us save a lot. In 2018, we gave ourselves a 5-year plan. We were planning to move to Philippines at that time. By 2023. Yeah. So today's 2024. So we were just like maybe a few months short. So yeah, during that time, we still had some debt. The number we won't disclose, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we worked on paying off our debt. Mark actually took a second job, and
yeah, I did 2 full-time jobs for pretty much a year.
Yeah.
That paid off a huge chunk of my debt, and that's why I think it made it easy for us to just leave the U.S. quickly.
So Mark took a full-time job, 2 full-time jobs. I took extra hours at work. We were able to pay off our debt within like a year. Then we started saving, having an emergency fund, which is about 6 to 12 months of an emergency fund. And then once that was done, we started investing all our other leftover money. But the thing is, we were thinking of moving to like Philippines at that time, but 2019, we went to a little weekend trip for Mark's birthday to the Hudson Valley, and we fell in love with that place. So we're like, maybe we could do a little detour and check out the Hudson Valley, maybe get a house there.
Yeah, because we ended up going to Catskills like almost every other week. So we're like, we like coming here. Why don't we get a house here? And the situation at that time was pretty good. Like, well, the interest rate was getting better.
Yeah, this was actually, we got lucky because it was around the pandemic time.
Yeah.
So this was 2019 that we fell in love with the Catskills and actually wanted to live there. And then the pandemic happened within a few months. And then during that time, we still visited the Catskills. And then we started looking for a house there. And we got lucky because the interest rate was really low, like 2 to 3%. So we decided to actually get a second house, a temporary detour before Philippines. So we said maybe we could postpone Philippines for a little bit and get a house in the Catskills. For now, since I was still working full time, we made it into like our weekend home, our vacation home.
And I think renovations took a while, right? Yeah, it took us a year.
To make it more of like a home because it was already ready to move in, but it felt very just very sterile looking.
But we used it to escape the city pretty much. We would go there over the weekend, and since I was able to work from home too, that was like a great place for me to decompress.
We put an offer for a house September 2020. And then by December, we were able to close on the house. And we just went out for the next couple of years. We would go for the weekend. It kind of worked. Like you said, you were working remotely.
Yeah.
And as a nurse, I work like a minimum of 13 days a month. So if I don't do any extra time, then I'm able to get like a good stretch of days off. And then we would just go upstate and we get our little country living, be surrounded by trees, by nature, which was really great for mental health. The only thing is that we found after the pandemic, New York just got even more and more, I feel, more dangerous. Like our car got broken into, my dad and sister's car got stolen. Like it's just really a lot of negative things for New York. And we just made it like, okay, we need to get out of New York as soon as possible. And that's when we really started like saving more money, getting ourselves ready. I think around December 2022, this is more like a personal thing, but like I was definitely increasingly becoming unhappy, and I'm thankful for a supportive husband. I actually started talking to a therapist, and I told her about our plans to moving to Philippines. We didn't have a specific date. I just knew that 5 years was coming up by the end of 2023. So we had about like a year. And she said, my assignment for you for this week is to start talking to a realtor. And I was like, oh. I talked to Mark after I got off the phone with my therapist, and he was actually on board with it.
Paying the mortgage.
Two mortgages.
For two houses was getting way too much. And Airbnb was not doing as well as before.
Yeah.
So it just made more sense for us to just sell the box.
Yes. Exactly. So I think I talked to her, and then in 1 week I went to see a realtor.
Yeah.
And then by end of December, we took photos and had the house listed. Within a month, we had the house listed. So this was January 2023. We had a couple of open house. February, right before we went to Philippines, we had an offer ready for the house. So that was actually really exciting. We were pretty happy. The only stressful thing is it wasn't enough time to get ourselves prepared to move out because we were in Philippines the whole month of March.
Long story short, we sold the Bronx house.
We sold the Bronx house, yeah.
And kept the upstate house.
Yes, and we moved to the upstate house. There you go. So yeah, we moved to the upstate house by May. And during that time, we were still planning to move to Philippines by fall. Yeah, so we were just gonna live upstate for like a few months and then move to Philippines between October to January. So that was like a temporary place for us. And then while we were upstate, I think around August, September, that's when you found out about KL.
So I found out that we have a KL office that opened, and I was like, wow, maybe that's an option for us to take, right?
Yeah.
What if I asked my New York office if I could transfer to the KL office? I don't think we took that seriously until much later in the year.
Then you said maybe because your boss was moving to a different office in Australia around September. So we wanted to wait until your boss moved there. The reason why Mark was actually pretty excited about KL was he wasn't ready to quit. I'm done. I'm ready to quit nursing. But he still wanted to work, at least even remotely in Philippines. If he actually can work in an office was like an even better option for him.
Sure. It'll be more secure.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to move to Asia without a steady income yet.
So that's what happened. And you started talking to your boss once you moved to Australia, like September, October.
I asked if there's any opportunity to move to Asia, to our Asian offices, then I would gladly do it. Either Singapore, KL, Australia. But like, I was told that the KL office had a spot available, and we went through with the process like later that year.
We didn't even think hard about it. We were just like, yes, we're going. It was like, you know how people say if hell's yeah or F yeah?
Yeah.
If that your answer is not that, then it's a no, right? But ours was yes, hell yeah, we're going no matter what. We're gonna go. If we go back a little bit, I was full-time, and yeah, I've become increasingly unhappy. I converted from full-time to part-time, and then right before we moved to upstate around April, I became per diem. And with per diem, I only have to work one shift every 3 to 4 months, which made it easier for us to actually move out of New York, because I could just leave for maybe 3 to 4 months and then come back and just do a shift. And coming back to New York is no biggie at this time because we have our family there. So that works out for us. So it was definitely an easier transition for us. When Mark started talking to his job about moving, it didn't finalize until like the end of December. January 2024 was when they started filling out the paperwork for the visa to work in KL. And during that time, we just started preparing. I started to work as much as possible, earn money, and then just have the house, everything ready for us to leave for maybe at least for a few months. In January, they fill out your visa and they actually ask you how soon can you leave. And because we basically prepared to leave New York and initially moved to Philippines, it wasn't like such a hard transition for us. We were like, whenever the visa is ready, we were ready to go.
Yeah. We paid off our debt, sold the house, the Bronx house.
The Bronx house. We had emergency savings. At least we would still have Mark's income. And as a nurse, I am fortunate enough that there's always jobs as a nurse. So I know like I could always go back to New York anytime and work a lot of shifts if we ever need some money. We left March. Yeah.
Took a month off from work first.
So we're not in Philippines, we're in Malaysia.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that could be like a plan in the future.
I am open to anything. Yeah. I think this is a wonderful adventure for us. Before, like my mind would always change, remember, for like, oh, let's move to Hawaii. Let's move to that. And I used to get like, how come you're not planning with me? And I love what Mark would always tell me, like, it doesn't matter where we go, as long as I'm with you.
As long as we're together.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm open. You know, I think we just wanted to leave New York and we just wanted to be somewhere else and try something new, challenge yourself to live in a different place and see how we do.
And we've always traveled to Asia so many times. Whenever we have vacations, we always end up going to Asia. So this makes a lot of sense. Now we're a lot closer to like the countries that we visit. Usually we're renting right now. We have a 2-year rent lease. So like at the end of that, hopefully it gets renewed.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Like we're not chained down. It's easy for us to move around.
Pretty happy with that. Like I still want like a garden, farm, but I'm okay to have that on the side for now. I'm definitely not ready to settle down in the Philippines. I kind of want to explore Malaysia. I feel like this is a beautiful country to explore. And there's just so much to experience here that I'm actually would like to stay here a little longer.
Yeah,
to see what other adventures we can get. The longer we stay here, I'm starting to really like the life here in Malaysia a lot. I really do.
What are some of the things that you like?
Oh man, I definitely love the standard of living here. We are privileged in the sense of like having a job, but you can get so much a better quality for like a fraction to the cost of New York. I love our apartment building. I like being able to take Pilates, bar class, or even yoga, which I haven't started yet. I like how they're just more accessible. I like that I don't have to drive. I like that. We don't see any need for having a car right now. And the food is so delicious. People are welcoming. And I like how Mark and I have been very active.
It's true.
We've been doing a lot of pickleball. We learned how to swim. We're actually taking swimming classes. And then we started Pilates class like few weeks ago. And you're gonna take me to soccer tonight?
Oh yeah, and we're playing soccer tonight. Football, it's called football.
Football. Well, for now, I'm actually just gonna be a spectator. He said there are women playing. I don't even know how to play football. Like, I don't know how I can play tonight. I don't even know how to play that.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. You'll watch tonight, and then next
I'll watch, but I'm trying to say, like, man, you added to this. I'm gonna say yes to a lot of experiences. Who knows? Maybe I might like football.
Yeah.
I don't know how I could coordinate though. I don't know. You're gonna teach me.
I think that's like one of the biggest reasons why we like it is because our money stretches a lot more compared to New York when it comes to food, just living, and our activities. Like I can't imagine myself going to a private Pilates lesson
Exactly.
I wouldn't be able to afford it.
And there's a better work-life balance for you, I feel.
That is definitely one of the biggest reasons here too. The work and life pace is a lot slower compared to New York. And some people say it's too slow, but for me, it's like I like the change because in New York, it's like we have the hustle culture that everything has to be done fast and everything has to be done now. Here, it's a lot slower. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but for me, I like the change of pace.
I definitely like it. In New York, just because I'm so overstimulated as an ER nurse, it's just like once I get off work, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I just want to be alone. And it's very interesting here because while I haven't really got out of my way, people are so welcoming. Like people have like met up with us. Actually, I've met all your coworkers.
Oh yeah.
We've had like lunch with your coworkers, played pickleball, and even went on a weekend trip within like a month of you working. Yeah. It's just such a welcoming culture. It's so easy to talk to people here. Yeah, that's something we wouldn't really do in New York. We really wouldn't hang out with on our free time because our free time is so limited that it's valuable to us that we just want to be selfish with it. So we're pretty happy living here in KL. We hope we can stay longer. We are looking forward to exploring more of this beautiful city and this beautiful country. And
tell us what you think of this format. It was just us walking through TRX, just having a conversation with you. If you have any questions about moving to Malaysia, let us know and we'll respond in the comments.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.